And looking for the first question for Thomas Booker. That's from Jacob Rayburn. Go ahead, Jacob.
Hey, Thomas, how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. So want to open it up with a question we've asked everyone so far is what you think of today as kind of the cap of spring practices. What did you see today that maybe was indicative of the whole spring, or maybe a little different from what you've seen in previous practices?
So I think for me personally, like we haven't had a lot of opportunities to be really, really physical and go live. So going into those periods, I think we only had one other period during practice where we'd ever been able to go live. So kind of seeing people's controlled aggression, people being explosive, but also being controlled and keeping guys mostly up, you know, was great to see. But also just overall, like the kind of zeal that we had, you know, as a defense and as an offense, because you saw it, we were going back and forth. Offense is making a lot of negative plays, or sorry, defense is making a lot of negative plays. Offense is making a lot of positive ones. So seeing that from both sides of the ball is great, you know, because obviously as a defense, I would love to see the offense never score, you know. But as a teammate and as somebody who plays in our team, you know, you want a little bit of back and forth. So I definitely saw kind of that sparring nature and the battle. And that's exactly what you want to see going into the summer and into the season.
And a follow-up that's more about individuals. I've been trying to get from the offensive guys who they think was the MVP on their side of the ball in the spring. I'm going to make it a little easier for you, and you can name 3 guys who, for whatever reason, you would tab as MVP on defense during spring.
MVP on defense. All right, so MVP on defense, I'm a bit biased. I room with 2 of these guys, Jacob Farrar and Ricky Miezon. I think one really big thing that's changed with our defense is just how fast and aggressive our backers are. And I think you guys have been seeing it. They play downhill. They're getting down fast. You know, they're getting double teams off of us so that we can make plays. So I give those 2 guys the nod for sure. And then after that, it's kind of hard. I think that linebacker room is really good. I think our DBs have been playing really, really well. But overall, I'd probably give it to like the linebacking unit in general, just because they've kind of helped the entire defense be more aggressive, create more negative plays with the way that they're playing.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Thomas.
No problem.
All right, next question is from Harold Gutman. Go ahead, Harold.
Hi, Thomas. At least I know the format doesn't lend itself to saying exactly who's beating who, but it seemed like the defense had the better of it, at least at the start. Is that kind of how you anticipate the defense playing in the fall?
Hey, that's as it should be. You know, defense has got to set the tempo. We really do set the tone for the rest of the game. You know, first it starts up front with the defensive line. And I think we did that, you know. Guys set it up perfectly so that I can make a play the first time. We just kind of carried it out from there, you know. So I think the defense, we hear it all the time, you got to pack your defense, you know. Offense, you love to see it pop off every single game, but there are games when balls aren't going to go the right way and all that. So the defense has got to be your constant, and it's got to start fast and heavy. So I think we showed that today.
All right, next question is from Troy Clarity. Go ahead, Troy.
Hey, Thomas, good to see you as always. It's obviously been a year, but being back in the stadium with fans in the building as well, what did it mean to you to get this team to this point and to be back in this stadium with fans in the building?
It was awesome. Honestly, at first I thought we were going to be playing back at the soccer stadium like we normally do the spring game. When they told us they were going to change it to this, it was great just because it's been so long since we got to play any kind of home contest at Stanford University. Obviously, you guys know about the trek that we had with the last 4 games. So being able to get back here in front of fans, family, and everybody else and just compete, you know, especially in our jerseys and all that, was amazing, you know. And obviously with the pandemic starting to come to a bit of a close with vaccination rates and all that going up, we hope that continues to happen and the cases continue to go down. Hopefully there's a whole lot more of that atmosphere at Stanford Stadium this next year. But yeah, I'm excited to have a lot more really, really cool moments happen in our home spot.
All right, next question is from Jackson Moore. Go ahead, Jackson.
So we got to talk to you after the first practice of spring. What stood out to you over the course of the 15 practices overall?
So personally, what I think stood out to me was just resilience. You know, we had a decent amount of injuries occur over spring, and I think guys being willing to be put into a lot of different spots, different positions they hadn't played prior to that spring, and really excelling and being able to really kind of just learn quickly. That's probably the biggest thing that stuck out to me. And just being able to get better in adverse circumstances. You know, like for me, I had to play some nose, some zero tech early in spring ball. You know, even though I'm normally a defensive end, I had to do that. You know, and figuring out ways to get better, even when you're not necessarily in your preferred position in which you normally play. You know, that's just kind of what life is, and specifically in football, when there's guys out, it's really that next man up mentality. Yeah, I didn't prepare to be here, but I'm here now, so I got to do what I got to do to provide for the team. So I think I saw that from honestly all around our position groups, offense and defense. So just the adaptability and the resolve.
All right. Are there any further questions for Thomas? I think we're fine. So Thomas, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. You guys have a great one.
Take care. And that is it, everybody. So thank you very much for coming out for the press conference.
Good one, guys.